Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I got here fish pie. This will be baked, not like the previous one which was fried, and there are no sugar added to the pastry. As for the fish filling, it is simple, no flour, no breadcrumbs added. Please continue watching. I will start with the making of the fish filling. I'm going to use horse mackerel, aka kote. It has low fat. The seasoning and spices are garlic powder, salt, chicken seasoning cube, curry, and thyme. I'm just going to add the seasoning and the spices into the fish. I'll add some onions, some chopped onions. If you have time, you could marinate for some minutes, like 30 minutes, but I won't do that. Just give it a good mix before I go on to cook it. I'm not going to use breadcrumbs or flour, just going to keep it simple. I got plenty of onion. I'm not adding water for now, just cook it for just a bit before I add. After some minutes, I'll add water to it, just a little bit, enough to cook it. Fish is cooked, it's still hot. I would remove all the bones. I'm going to go right ahead to mash it. It's cooled down, so I'm removing all the tiny bones I couldn't remove with a fork. Mash it a little longer. I used 4 of this chili pepper, coarsely blended. If you want more heat, use habanero pepper. Now it's time to assemble everything together to make our fish filling. I've got a dry pot on the stove. I'm going to add some vegetable oil. When the oil is hot enough, I'll add the chopped onion, plenty of onion. After a minute or so, I'm going to add in the coarsely blended pepper. Until the onions become a little bit translucent and some of the water is gone. That is, the moisture content has reduced a bit, not so dry. Look at this, it has reduced. I'm going to add in the mashed fish to it. This shouldn't take long because there is no breadcrumbs. To this, I'm going to add some liquid to it. You can use the fish stock. I'm going to use water. This is about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of water. Just let it cook and add some moisture to it so it is not dry. The filling shouldn't be dry. 1 seasoning cube, it's chicken seasoning cube. So it's like 2 seasoning cubes I used in all. Turn off the heat, allow it to cool down. It shouldn't be too dry. As it cools, it thickens up a bit. So let's go and make the pastry for the fish pie. To flour in a bowl, I'll add salt. I'm going to rub in the margarine. You could use butter, whatever fats you have, just to rub it in. Okay, finish rubbing it in. I'm making a well in the center. A well in the center. To this, I'm going to add very cold water. Mix it thoroughly. The pastry is done. Look at it, it's very soft, well mixed. Time to roll and shake. On a flat surface, I'm going to knead the dough just for 2 or 3 strokes. I'm cutting it into pieces, individual pieces, so I'll work with 1 pie at a time. and I'll keep the others cool while I work with one. I'm going to use this mold. This is one of a set of three. This should be the biggest size. I'm going to put the cool down fish filling into it, not too much. Brush the edges with water or the egg you're going to use to glaze it so it seals it. Close it together, trim off the excess, and this is what we got. Let's roll again, but this time around I'm going to use the mold to measure the dough so I do not get a lot of excess to trim off. And as before, I'm going to add the filling to the center, brush with the egg to seal it, to seal the edges. You could bake just like this without using the fork on the edges, but I want it to be more traditional looking. So once I'm done with that, I've preheated the oven. I'm going to poke it in the middle to let out steam. Arrange the fish pies on a paper lined baking tray. Then I'm brushing with egg to give it that shine. And if you do not have baking paper, just grease the baking tray and it's ready to be baked in a hot oven. Fish pie is done. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and see you in my next video. Bye.
Bless me today. Oluwa bless me today.